like anything we hype up, the kid, the families will get on with, I think, for the most part.
Yep. Hello, for anyone who's joining us, we just started recording this meeting and we also just put it on Facebook Live if you're able to watch it. And I'm also going to post, for the people who are in the Zoom meeting, a link to the agenda and the budget. If you want to see that, you can go to clarkbees.org/meetings and see those documents on your own. Let me put those in the chat for you all. And I'll also try to share my screen. I'm not quite sure actually in the recordings and in the Facebook Live if people can see when I share my screen. I think I realized later that people cannot necessarily. So that's a feature I didn't realize. Thanks for coming everyone tonight. So I guess big news is that we're still out of school from the board meeting the other night, but that was fairly predictable given the numbers. It sounds like we're not sitting on waiting for board members' decisions at this point, but more that they've set numbers that we're trying to hit. Is my understanding that we're trying to get below 200 cases per 100,000 something. I'll be honest, I don't quite understand it. If anybody else does, speak up. That's bad news that nobody else knows. I was going to go ahead and have Mr. Tillman give a little update, and then we can go through a few items, and we're going to try to keep it, get out of here by 6:30. And just for anyone who's watching this and who doesn't know me, I'm Joey Conover. I'm currently the Clark PTO president and the parent of a 3rd grader. I'm just going to interrupt really quick because I think people who are watching can't actually see the group. Mr. Tillman is on here, the ESL teacher, Ms. Gray is on here, the gifted resource teacher, Ms. Riley is on here, and our treasurer, Amanda Olms, is on here, just to let you all know. Go ahead, Mr. Tillman.
Yeah, you pretty much summed as far as the school board was concerned. They basically came together and it wound up coming out that March 8th is going to be more of the target date for the K2 to start back face-to-face possibly. But of course they have the school board meeting in February that they will relook at those metrics in the different numbers. I feel like the metrics of what we're looking at, the different metrics of course increased all the things that they were looking at, but I also feel like they just want to make sure all of our kids are going to be coming back, safely overall. And I feel like the metrics might be changing from meeting to meeting, so it's kind of hard at as far as what they're looking at totally, and how it's whether it's just local numbers, whether it's state numbers, I feel like there's a lot going on to it and a lot of moving parts in it, and I think that's why it makes this decision very hard for the school board. Yeah, and as of right now, we at Clark, we were pretty much planned for whichever way it went. We've been working on class placements as far as based off of intent for both teachers and staff and students, and then we kind of started building up our class roles, and we gave all of our staff the opportunity to see the class roles at different levels and just review different things as far as things we're just seeing as a staff, just to make sure that we're giving all of our students the best opportunity to learn, because we know that there's different interventions and different services provided to different students within the building, and we want to make sure that was also a good process for our staff to make it easy on them as they're doing pullouts or pushing in or just making sure the overall safety of everyone is also protected. As well as safety mitigations, that's kind of different. It's always dependent on CDC, on what, CDC, different things that they're saying. We have our floors pretty much marked up, which I showed in the the parent admin Q&A last week, as far as the different our floors and how we have one ways and different things like that. We're going to be doing different little video clips that our families could also see and students can see during morning meetings of like what it looks like in the building now. PE, as far as like it being divided up, as far as like the floor being divided up, and the new classrooms. If we were going to go back in person, there would have been different class changes as well. And that's also notated in the different clips that I made for our students. As far as like going forward now, we're just going to keep on pushing on like we've been pushing on, as far as, with the virtual learning and trying our best to meet the needs of all of our students. And that's just where we are currently.
Okay. One thing I was just wondering if you could give a quick update on was the principal hiring process. I know I see Mr. Leatherwood's not here. I was going to ask him, but maybe you could just talk about that for a second.
Well, as of now, the position hasn't been posted yet.
Oh, it's not even posted?
No, I haven't seen it posted. It's not posted as of right now. So that's the only thing I have on that. I haven't seen the position posted, and I haven't heard anything else about it.
Okay, that's something I might follow up with. I'm just curious. I know you're working your tail off, and we really see you and appreciate everything you're doing. I mean,
No.
So I just want to let you know that.
I really appreciate you for that. And again, I thank the staff so much. I feel like a lot of people know me by now, like as far as like the accepting everything, like coming in, like it's hard for me to accept all the, different things coming in. And I always like kind of reflect it off to people, and people who know me, like they kind of starting to realize that about me. But the staff here is awesome. The parents here have been awesome. And the whole transition could have went a different way, and I feel like it's been going this way because of the people in this community, in the Clark community. So I appreciate them. I appreciate you and the staff.
Yeah, I mean, it's felt, this year has felt pretty smooth, in my opinion. I'd love to hear I'm sure there's students who are having a really, really hard time right now, and I've been hearing about it, especially with our other group that's meeting, the PTO fund. But it sounds like, you guys are working together and teachers are doing what they can right now. So it seems like, I don't know. Anyway.
I just feel like it's a very collaborative effort with the staff. And I feel like they're constantly, even during times where like we don't know what's coming the next week after, or with the school board vote, or like it's constant, they're still like just working hard to make sure like we recognize the students that need more support, the students that are, if they're struggling mentally or socially, like it's not all, everyone is taking a step out of their content, really, truly, like, and I feel like our parents can see it. And I feel like everyone is doing things that they normally wouldn't do, just to make sure we're supporting our kids. The staff is awesome. And we're just going to keep on pushing through. It's not perfect. We have a lot of challenging conversations, in different meetings, but we all know that like change comes with that, and students are affected in a positive way with those conversations that we have.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to go through a few things, administrative stuff. Normally I'd say we review and approve the minutes, but I don't have any minutes to post right now. I didn't share them beforehand. So Catherine, you might have done them, and I was scrambling to prepare this meeting, so I apologize.
That's okay. I'll find them. Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to bring up, in the spring, we're going to be having the PTO officer elections, and I'm going to have to retire this year. So I just wanted to bring that up. So it just starts to get on people's radars. I'd love to get some more people involved. Mr. Tillman was saying at the beginning of the meeting, doing sort of a class challenge to get some more parents to come to the meetings. I think that could be a nice thing to do. Another thing, I've got a couple volunteer things I'll bring up later that might come up in that sense too. Okay, another administrative stuff. Amanda, you want to just talk about the budget? I'm going to bring it up and share it on the screen just so people can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, let me pull it up too. Let's see.
Where do I have it? Let's see it.
There we go. Okay. Perfect.
Sorry, I'm skipping around. Can you see this?
No.
Okay.
It popped up for a minute that you were sharing.
Yeah.
And then it went away.
Okay, here we go. I'm going
There
to
we
try
go.
to make it a little bigger, but you all have to tell me if you can see this. Anybody on the call can see that?
I can see it, but it bigger would be good.
Agreed.
Seems to have stopped getting bigger.
Okay.
Do you see the link in the chat? You can look at that too.
So I'll just talk through it, even if you can't really see it. So our balances in our accounts, between the two accounts, we have almost 32,000 right now, and that's about almost 6,000 more than where we had what we had in November. But that's mostly because we've had more of the joint fund money come in. And then going down, we haven't had a whole lot going on since the last meeting. We have had some more grant money or the joint fund money go out. So altogether, we've spent about 7,800 of that, and we've gotten almost 15,000, and we've got some more coming. So we still have joint fund money to spend.
And we're meeting tomorrow. That committee meets on Tuesday afternoons. So we pushed that off after the board meeting to find out if we were going back or not. And, we had also approved some money for masks. And so we may,
it was like 1,000.
we may just not spend that right now. So I'm not sure what we'll do.
Okay. So overall, I mean, we're in a good place, and mostly it's because of that joint fund money coming in, and that's mostly what we've been spending because we're not doing a whole lot as far as activities and stuff like that.
Yeah, and again, I just want to bring up, we have a big chunk of money right now, and
yeah,
it's enough money to almost like hire a part-time person to be an aide helping students who are having a hard time, which made me think to maybe reach out to Denise Johnson about that position a few of us talked about in that other committee. They've been trying to hire some people across the division to help students who are struggling right now, but it's been a real challenge because people don't want to be on the computer more time. And it's also hard to do in-person tutoring right now. So we're looking for different ways to do that with kids that need it. If anybody has ideas, please reach out to the school or to me. Does anybody have any questions? Looking at anything?
I have one quick question just about the tutoring piece. You know, I don't know whether this is possible, but right, like, I know that there are like private therapists in town or speech therapists or whatever that are sort of doing backyard sessions with people. I don't know if that's possible, if we could find families and or a person who'd be willing to do that masked. And I know it's hard because it's cold, but.
I'm trying to stop the share, sorry. I was looking at the Facebook Live to see if it was working. I think actually, I know some of the social worker says she's gone to people's houses, and I think, I don't know, Mr. Tillman, maybe you could talk about that, or Ms. Gray. Do you know about people going to people's houses? Does that happen, staff?
Well, I mean, as far as our social worker, I mean, she goes to people's houses for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
So, I think that's something separate, like a separate, situation as far as our social worker. But as far as like in-home tutoring and things like that, I'm not sure what if our families are doing it on their own, I'm not sure about. But we don't send anyone, to go tutor, from Clark.
And there are a lot of rules about who can be alone with a child or getting permission, and the bureaucracy of kind of going through getting that permission, and who's, we can't just like use just regular volunteers to go to people's houses, apparently. Like there's some groups like from JABA, the senior center, that I think normally would come in, like they're not doing that at all this year. So it's sort of tough, We did do like a couple hours of someone helping a family that was having technical difficulties, and I think they did that online, but maybe went to their house. Did someone do that? Maybe not.
I think so, but that was someone that had been approved and already worked for the city schools. So it's just a matter of, I think it's hard to match like which families could use that, which families would want that, and finding the right person and doing the schedules has been a challenge.
Does anyone on this call know about that meeting they had to discuss potential year-round school?
That it was definitely a conversation. It was a piece of a grant to definitely talk about it. But I feel I think the reason why it kind of got delayed as of right now is because we had a lot more in-house things that we had to get handled to figure out like what's happening this year, right now with our students. So that conversation has been pushed back a little bit.
Okay.
And again, that also takes on more surveys possibly for families, and our teachers would be doing more survey, so they kind of like push back on that conversation right now. I'm sure it still will come back up, but they just tabled it for right now.
Okay, because I saw there was a press release that the governor announced something about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think so what was presented by the division, it's called year-round schooling, but they were proposing actually extended day, 3 days a week, and not changing the academic calendar because that's hard, not impossible, but hard to do when you have, different schools and different grade levels, so kids who are split between Walker and Clark would have their plan that they presented was that we would have 3 days a week that are longer. So they're it's called year-round school, but it was not what I was expecting.
And that's where
I'm not saying that's I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just calling it year-round school was it was more like extended day, which could make up for a lot of COVID losses. And I have faith that like our school and teachers and admin would figure out ways to make a longer day developmentally appropriate with more breaks and more outside time. And but it wasn't quite what I expected. So just so others can be flexible when they approach it. It took me a couple minutes to be like, oh, okay, let me think about this.
Okay.
Yeah, just in the talking stages now, of course, it's still got the layers of getting parent input and getting, the teachers input again, and the admin input again. But again, right now, it's really just a conversation of a possibility that they're not pushing on to get more info on right this second.
Right.
And I know the governor did come out with something, and I'm sure like now that is another more planning of, all right, how do we make this align with what he's saying? So I think there's more that has to go into it.
Okay, a couple of things. Seeking volunteer help. One is teacher appreciation going forward this spring. We don't have anything scheduled right now. I just want some people to think about that a little bit. I got a couple things around Christmas break, but I don't think I did a great job. It was a little bit scattered. So I think people got individual gifts for their teachers, you know, which is always nice. But I feel like I was looking at the budget before the meeting, and I think we've budgeted more than we've spent, and we're sitting on some money, and I think the teachers are having a particularly hard year, and I just think it's the kind of thing maybe we should support them in some way. So I don't mean to turn this back on to you, Mr. Tillman, or any of the other teachers or on this meeting, but I don't know if like there are many teachers coming in the building, like if we did like some kind of like truck show up one day or something that would just be kind of a team building thing, that since everybody's not together and they normally get to be together. Or maybe you guys have staff meetings, like we could do something silly, or I don't know.
Everything's been virtual though, you know, so
Right.
we haven't really had anything to like promote, like, oh, teachers come, like, you know, come in, like, you know, at the same time type of thing, like other than like our meet and greets in the beginning, you know, and
Right.
then we tried to do something from the office for the holidays too, but it got delayed, what we got made for the teachers, and it actually just came in like today. But yeah, but at the same time, so it's like we haven't had a lot of people in the building at the same time, like a reason for everybody to be around at the same time.
Right.
You know, everyone's coming in on their own, you know, certain teams are like here every day.
Right.
But yeah, so we just haven't had anything like that. I think if it's something that's promoted, something that like, you know, I mean, again, if they want to come, you know, they definitely will, you know, it just their personal feelings about it, you know, but we just don't stress that they all come, you know, for anything,
Yeah.
you know.
I don't know, maybe like a Valentine's Day something, you know, it's cold outside, but people just come get hot chocolate or do something. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool, I think.
I mean, maybe it's just me, right? And like, you tell me if this sounds like bad. I'm totally open to that feedback. I'm not committed to this, you know, but I feel like it is a hard year. The teachers have been working their tails off, and it's such a financially stressful year. And it's there's so much variability in like where people are going or not going, or restaurants or what, you know, like part of me is like, sorry, I don't mean to sound crass, but like, can we just give all the teachers some cash?
Yeah.
Right? That they could then use for whatever it is they
Yeah.
wanted to use.
Yeah, I mean, when like I'm on some Facebook PTO forum and like a million people were talking about this is like a national forum, you know, like what do teachers really want for presents, you know, and ultimately like cash and gift cards, you know, which is totally understandable, and I'm fine with me. I think part of it, a lot of times it comes around as at like 10 or 20 bucks. Like, I mean, I guess it's better than nothing, you know?
Well, and I don't mean to sound impersonal, but I think it's just such a stressful year. I'm like,
Yeah.
That way people can do something fun if they want, or they can like just put it to their electric bill if that's what they need to do.
Right.
You know, and I don't know. You guys tell me if you think that's a terrible idea. I'm open to that feedback.
No, I don't think that's terrible, but I mean, so how many teachers and staff are there? 30?
Like, are we, so you're just saying teachers or full staff? I mean, we got
No, I mean,
a lot more than 30. Yeah, we're like
80?
70, like
Yeah, it was like
70,
80.
75. Yeah, something like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely 80.
I also think just giving like shout outs. We had a great shout out today in our morning announcements from a local, just a family and a parent just shouting out the students and the teachers. So I think going away from just the monetary piece, like showing love in February, it can be you, it can be your family, it can be your kids, just a positive shout out, I think was a really nice way, not only to fill our students' buckets, but it was just really nice as a staff member, right? Like hearing those just brief shout outs, like we're cheering for you, you guys are doing a great job. Like just even positive affirmations like that, I think is really nice for staff too. So just food for thought in a non-monetary way to kind of fill some friends' buckets.
Yeah.
And you should see these kids during these shout outs. I'm telling you, I mean, a lot of these shout outs have been so powerful for a lot of different, a lot of different students. And, and again, like, I really recommend it. If you want to do one, just shoot it to us. So we have them. We put them on every single week. It's a different person shouting out Clark. And the last one was in DC, so it's not all local people. So.
For us who do not pay attention to our children, what are you talking about?
Every morning, every week I do a community shout out on our Clark morning announcements. Sometimes it's just local individuals within a certain communities, college students, college athletes. Had a Richmond artist, an actual well-known artist. He did a shout out for Clark.
That's awesome.
My friend who's a doctor, she just did one for us. And she's a dentist actually. And, and we just had a parent one. I think the parent one was so powerful today. I really do. I think it was really powerful, the parent one today. And yeah, so I don't know, they made me feel some type of way. So I know, like, they got to make the kids feel good and the teachers feel good also. And we have student shout outs also. Sorry, that's it. We have student shout outs also. We had a couple of students that did a few as well. So
is that like they do like a 2-minute recording and email it to you? Like, what is it?
45 seconds to a minute. You could either, some people text them to me, they email it to me. However you can get it to me, just get it to me and we'll make sure it's on there.
Okay.
And it's attached for the whole week. It's not just, it's the whole week. So the teachers have the opportunity of, they choose when they really want to show the shout out. Some show it on Monday, some show it on Friday, some show it as like a pick me up on Wednesday. It's really up to them.
Okay, that's cool. I'll try to get the word out about that. I think that's nice. Okay, another thing is February, we normally have an event for Black History Month, which is like a dinner, and Ms. Burris Jones usually helps organize this whole nice thing. And we had some teachers sing a year or two ago and do posters, and the kids did a presentation. So I don't know. I mean, I know the teachers individually do stuff in their classes, but I don't know what they're doing this year or if that's been discussed. I mean.
Well, I mean, I know that we're going to have more deeper conversations of other things we wanted to do, but I definitely wanted to include a quote during Black History Month, for every day. A quote, a part of morning announcements, that's always will be attached, with the person who it is, something, something uplifting that person has said. And that was just something for morning announcements. We definitely have conversations to do more for sure. But that's definitely one thing that's stamped already that's going to happen for Black History Month.
I mean, is that another thing where if we got some community people to do shout outs, help you get people?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome for sure.
That
would be cool.
Where are we at? January 11th. Okay. Maybe I'll reach out to Ms. Burris Jones too, see if she had any ideas that she still was interested in doing too. And I know I was actually interested, this is a long story sort of, but my dad was on the board of the Albemarle Historical Society, or Albemarle Charlottesville Historical Society, and I know they are trying to become a more progressive organization and have been trying to put together materials. And I know also the African American Cultural Center has a lot of materials that they're all just trying to push out to the school district. And I think a lot of parents don't really know yet what the school is doing, how they're changing, how they're teaching, American history in general to include more Black history and just the general history teaching. Do you have any resources, any of you guys, about what the school, like, have any of you teachers been in any kind of trainings or anything? Nobody? Somebody
I
unmuting.
can't say when I started last year, we took a tour around like historical sites in Charlottesville and Albemarle, and that was part of it. But I can't say that it was. I haven't seen plans for this year for since I don't teach content or social studies.
Right.
I'm not in those meetings, so I can't speak
Right.
to the preparation of the general, like the classroom teachers.
Well, they sent out a couple links to, I remember when my child was in 2nd grade, they go to Monticello, and they sent out a couple links of, one was Monticello, but one was, I think, also just like how to talk to your kids about history or something. But I think it would be nice just to like get some of that information out to parents too. You know, I mean, obviously it shouldn't just be in February. That's why I'm hoping to encourage the district to just be improving the education in general, the Virginia history. And I think there's also some movement now too. This is sort of expanding that discussion about like Monacan history and Native Americans that lived in this area as well. Okay, well, if anyone has more thoughts, let me know. Maybe we could do something at the next meeting, which is in February. I will think on that. I've just still listed on the agenda just resources for families that are out in the community. There's a lot of food still being donated in the community right now. I don't know if they're going to do another one of those Ren events from the district. But there are a lot of people in the community right now still trying to help people who need it. So, and specifically, we still have some funds with our CCS PTO joint fund. So we are trying to get grants out to teachers. They're doing mini grants or mini grant applications for different materials that they can send home. Every month, the teachers are doing a materials pickup for students, which you guys should have seen for your own kids. When is the next one of those?
It is on January 27th.
Okay. And do you guys have many materials you think that teachers are going to be handing out then, or do you think we might have some more requests from teachers for more projects?
Yeah, I feel like there possibly may come some other stuff may come through. I know like each time definitely like for art, like Ms. Reed has made sure like every single time she like if they don't have anything, they're gonna have something for art for sure. But yeah, our teachers are like each time they've been like just making copies of certain things they want them to have, and then we had like our books that went out to every single student, you know, as far as the grade level, the different grade level books. And there was, and truthfully, I mean, unfortunately, we actually have a few that still needs to get picked up now. But at the same time, this also will be another good time, another added time for like hotspots. Some of our hotspots have started to go out. So like basically, from now until whenever like everyone gets their replacement hotspot, like they'll be picking them up. Like they've been picking them up daily as far as hotspots. That'll be another day for that. You know, and again, it's whatever really our teachers, you know, really put together. They've been kind of all like been doing a pretty good job of putting things together and making it look all like sweet, like it's like a really cool package to come get. There's a possibility that PE might get something, music might get something. So it's no telling what they passed down from the division.
Okay, well, I just want to keep pushing out the word to the teachers to ask for money for that stuff. You know, I feel like I heard from a couple teachers that didn't really know what they should ask for and seemed sort of hesitant. And I think they should do that, you know. One thing I had heard from one teacher was talking about backgrounds for kids, you know, to help them focus a little bit more. So I don't know if you've heard that from teachers at all, but.
Yeah, it definitely comes up. I know certain, and that was a part of one of the pickups also. Like the teachers were like doing like the little like cardboard, like like the almost like they used to be like the testing, like your tech, like you blocking testing or whatever. That's what they called it when I was in school. But like they've been, they all were doing, like some of them were doing that as well. I mean that would be cool. So like, how does that work though? Like, so if they have if it's in back of them and not in front of them,
I know.
like that means they have to make sure they have something behind them, right? And I just feel like it might work in some situations, but I feel like a lot of students are not, like some of the students are like on their bed, some of the students are sitting on the floor. We're not all in the same situation as far as like,
I know.
area.
I think even like basic supplies replenishing, like whiteboards, markers, pre-sharpened pencils, like I could see a lot of those things too, just like a bulk order of that, having it on hand would be nice. Those tools we're using so frequently, like the Sharpie, or excuse me, the whiteboard markers, they're drying up now. For some friends maybe misplaced some materials over the break. Like I just think some of the basic everyday supplies would also maybe be something to promote or think about using some of that for.
Well, we definitely got the money for it right now, so I think we should ask for it. Okay, let me just see. And then we're also using those funds somewhat for personal family needs as well. If families are in a situation where they need to pay utility or need some kind of warm winter clothes or something, that's still an option as well. So let's see if I have anything else. Still have on here, which I never sent out, about this social meeting up in the playground. So if anybody else still wants to do that, let me know. You think anything, Mr. Tillman?
Oh, no, I just wanted to just make sure I just wrote down a few notes about like the teachers knowing, like, they could like request stuff and not feel like, at least ask for it, don't, and then it'll go from there, So I just want to make sure I wrote that down. But as far as the playground, I feel like we have a few regulars that come, like whether it's recess, lunchtime, or like we have a few that do utilize our grounds. And as I think it was a good idea. I mean, as far as like possible parent ran meetups, like if the parents felt good and like the families felt good with interacting with each other. And but again, I know everybody is in different, we're all in different places, just as far as where we are, as far as meeting up. I can say it's been the same families, so I can say that like the kids that come, it's like the same ones every day, and they're yelling at me on the way in or the way out or whatever they, so it's the same ones. So, and it's good. It's so good to see. It really is good to see, especially if you feel comfortable doing it and the families feel good around each other.
That's all I think I have right now. If anybody has any questions or anything they want to talk about, let me see if there's anything.
As far as we talked briefly about like doing some kind of teacher appreciation in February, do we want to approve spending, like if that would potentially come up before the next meeting, do we want to approve spending some chunk of money on something if we do want to do cash or gift cards or something like that?
I think that's fine. Krista?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think certainly having a chunk of money, and again, I'm not necessarily committed to my cash plan. I was just trying to kind of think what would be useful. So
yeah,
cash is useful.
Right, there is that.
I mean, if it's 75 people, $10 is $750, $20 is $1,500,
What do we normally do? How much do we normally allot to that?
I mean, can you see on there, Amanda, on the budget?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I would say twice a year we spend like $250, $350 usually.
So
like,
we
on a
had
meal.
budgeted 500 for December and we didn't spend any.
Well, I spent a little bit, but that's okay.
Okay. And then we have budgeted 500 for spring teacher appreciation, which we usually do more like May. Last year we spent $1,600 on the New Dominion bookshop gift cards because we gave $20 gift cards to everybody.
They're so great.
They were awesome.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we have some money. A $20 gift card, you know.
Yeah.
I'm personally okay with that. Okay, well, I can make a motion that we spend up to $1,500.
I mean, Mr. Tillman, do you think that would be appreciated? Like, I'm not in the system. Like, do you think people would like that, or would that feel impersonal?
Riley does.
I mean, I feel like it would be appreciated. But you know, I can't speak for everybody, but I've seen it done, and I've seen it very well appreciated before. So I can say that.
And I think we can certainly do more personal things too. We can have kids make notes. We can, whatever.
Yeah, those personal touches will still be, like, families will still be putting their personal touches to make sure that their teacher feels good. I feel, you know, that's always natural. Like, the families will do that naturally. But I mean, we're talking about putting cash in people's hands. Like, yeah, I feel like it'd be appreciated. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Ms. Riley, did you have a thought? You were kind of nodding, and I didn't know if you were nodding that it was a good idea.
Please help me, Ms. Riley. Come on now, somebody.
No, I think it's a great idea. Like, I know last year when as you were giving the example of the book, the gift cards to the bookstore, I think those were just a great surprise, and teachers really love getting, you know, to kind of put their personal spin on how to use it. I mean, that was nice, of course, if you're going the gift card route. It was also nice supporting a neighborhood community business as well. But yeah, I think as you're saying,
that's what I was wondering, is how it would actually happen. I mean, I sort of would rather not buy $20 Amazon cards, you know. I mean, I guess if you get a Visa, there's tons of those Visa gift cards, people just spend it locally, you know.
Or I can go to the bank and get lots of $20 bills. And
I mean, cash is more fun.
Put a little note with it, and, you know, in a card, and, you know, from the PTO.
If we made nice Valentine's cards to send to the teachers, would they be able to get to them? Like, you guys could address them, or like give us the addresses or something?
Yeah, for sure. We'll make sure. Yeah, for sure.
Or are they generally coming to the school at some point that if we put it in teachers' boxes, like they would get it before too long?
Yeah, you know, I would say yeah, but at the same time, you know, they have like the total freedom of when they come. So I could definitely put it out there, but I don't know, you know, I don't know, you know, I don't know how long it would take certain, you know, people to come in. You know,
They can
certain
mail
people
them,
I
though.
haven't seen, you know, I haven't seen a few people in a while. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm not sure.
Okay. Yes, Krista?
But I'm sure if I put it out there, like, look, you guys need to come in and get this. You need to come in, and if we don't want to put them in the boxes, like, I can understand that too. I could just have them on, you know, on hand, as far as in the office that day or something. Like, we give them a window to come, you know, and I have it, or we have a PTO representative, you know, there to do it. That'd be cool too, you know. But you know, however you want to do it, just let me know how I can help.
Well, again, at the risk of sounding kind of like, maybe we could be flexible, right? We could say, hey, if you're going to stop by that, or like, I don't know, it's 2021. Can we just Venmo people and be like, happy Valentine's, Venmo?
You can maybe do like a Google survey to staff, like the PTO wants to thank you. Would you like your gift, you know, mailed, pick up, Venmo, whatever, you know, form transition you'd like to utilize? That'd be a simple form that we could send out at a staff meeting.
Joey says no.
Joey's thumbs downing that.
No, just give people a card and they open it and they've got cash. They can figure it out. That's more of a surprise.
I think that's pretty cool, but again, I haven't seen some people I've only seen virtually, you know what I mean? Like, so, and I'm like being serious. I'm not joking. Like some people I haven't seen, you know, since all this has been going on. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Could we have kids make cards that are kind of generic and generate enough cards for all 80 staff or whatever, and have a cute card and a $20 bill and just put them together? Is there an easy way to solicit cards, or?
Hard to communicate with families to do that, but I think a few of us parents could probably pull together and get some cards made.
Yeah.
No. I think
Okay.
we should leave the teachers out of it, the organization of it.
Right.
Yeah, and I know that no matter what it is, I know people are gonna be appreciative. Like, you know, I think we'll be appreciative no matter what. You know, this is not the time to be picky or like looking for something in particular. Like, this is not that time, you know. So I know they will be thankful for whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay, let's let people go eat dinner. I guess one last thing I just wanted to say, since this has been almost a year now that we've been doing virtual PTOs, which I do think, and I didn't push this out at all, obviously. So we don't have a huge attendance tonight, but I do think the virtual PTOs has allowed more people to come and to watch it later when we've got it recorded or on Facebook. I still think a lot of people don't care about the content and sitting around talking about administrative stuff like this, which is totally understandable. So I also want people to just think creatively about the role of the PTO. I mean, the idea is that we come together and we get to know other parents and we get to know the teachers in a different context, and we get to get updates from the principals and the admin. We're not getting too much of the social part of it. You know, a lot of PTOs, like, it's all about events and setting up big events that are to raise money for projects for the school or materials, but also to get to know each other. We normally do the race and the spring fling, spring fun fair, whatever it's called. So we don't have to take on some bigger mission, but, you know, I don't know, maybe at some point before the end of the year, just thinking about ways to do some kind of online thing that gets like a lot of families on, you know, like watching a movie or doing something that's social in a way. You know, I don't know how we would do that, but if anyone wants to brainstorm.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a couple of different little ways of maybe like a virtual art show, like an art fair or something, like where like different kids, like the, you know, parents come on to see like different artwork from our students, and they have the opportunity to see their own child's, you know, artwork come across. I don't know, maybe like things like that, or I don't know if certain students feel good of doing like a poetry read or something, or you know, something, you know. I feel like there's different ways we could try to, you know.
Yeah.
We could try to do like a talent show virtually, because even if we're back in school, it's not like we'd be having performances where all of us are in the gym together this year, and families won't be coming in, you know, extra adults into the school building. So we could do like a family talent show. Maybe it's asynchronous, like the reading night, where families could submit videos that they make together. I mean, that's asking a lot of families during a year like this, but it's also, it would be neat to see some more.
But if you had like a 20-second limit, right? Partly just to kind of keep it moving along, and partly to keep like the demand low, right? A 20-second talent show or show and tell or something where we just then loop them all. That would be really fun.
Like,
yeah, I don't know TikTok, but even like a TikTok type, like everyone try and dance for 20 seconds. I'm too old and out of touch, but from what I've heard, something like that might be fun and engaging.
Yeah, it'd be
I'll
fun
have
to
to
have
ask
like
my fourth graders for
I mean,
ideas.
there's been a lot of
They know.
things online, like DJs just hosting from their living room and stuff, you know? I don't
been
know who would do that. I'm not really sure how you like edit and cut in and out with Zoom or whatever exactly, but
Well,
I
we do
mean,
have we have a music artist here at Clark. He's in second grade. I can't say his name, but we have a music artist.
well, that's what I was wondering. Yeah.
Without name dropping, I'm trying to get on a song with him so I could finally be famous. But he's been acting hard. I can't get to him just yet. But we definitely have one that'll definitely do something for sure.
Well, I thought there'd be like 5% of the kids have got to be outgoing enough to want to do stuff, right? I mean, maybe should I talk to Miss Hoffacker or, see if she knows who like in her class like speaks up, sings up.
Well, and I love the movie night, right? Like if the PTO sent bags of popcorn, microwave popcorn home to all the kids at one of the
I actually looked into that already because I saw another PTO talk about that. And it's actually it's not like a big budget thing to do, to get like a, what do you call, like a microwave popcorn thing and like a box of candy and I don't know. I mean, not everybody has like Netflix or something. There's some way you can do it. Like if one person buys the movie, I think they can show it or something. I don't know. I'll look into that, see if there's a way to do that somehow. But
yeah.
Or did you guys shut down Google Hangouts and Google Meet? Like,
as far as for the students?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they have access to that anymore. But I truthfully haven't, tried it, from their account or anything like that. But I don't think they have Google Hangout. Like they can start it themselves.
Well, I just thought like maybe, I guess it's on a division level, it's been turned off or something, but like if that was turned on and we could see like 200 kids like all on the thing together and did some, I don't know what.
Well, Zoom, we have that through Zoom though, but
you do? Okay.
Yeah, but it would have to be like, because conversations have come up like, during our PBIS team meetings, and about like doing like a school-wide morning meeting again, or a pep rally, like a school-wide pep rally. But there's certain things that you would have to get, like I would have to contact central office to be able to get a certain amount of students to be able to be on it and set it up similar to like the school board meetings are set up, where everyone's automatically muted and like you only see like, a certain amount of people like that you want,
right.
on the screen and things like that. But yeah, it is doable to do that. But again, that would be bigger than Clark. I would have to reach out to our,
right.
the IT team, for central office.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe we can talk about that more at the next meeting. So I will research some kind of card and look into cash. And if anybody has creative card ideas, let me know. And is 75 an actual number, or is it more like 78 or?
I want to say it's 75, but let me pull it up. I'm sorry, I saved it on a document.
That's all right. I can ask you later.
Again, because we're including like the whole staff, right?
Well, I'm going to make a motion
because everything I do, I usually like. Again, I know it's a PTO thing, but I always include like whole staff on everything.
No, I agree. Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to spend $1,500 on teacher gifts and an additional $100 on cards and postage as needed.
Second.
For February. Love your teacher and staff. Okay.
And Joey, I'm happy to email a bunch of parents and like solicit homemade cards, and people could like drop them off at my house or whatever.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could send out a MailChimp or something, but I mean, like maybe on Facebook, you could reach out to other parents who know, or, you know, on Remind, I think you can, actually, no, you can't reach out to, you might be able to reach out to other parents. I think you can actually, like other kids, parents in your class. You don't have Remind? Isn't that the main? No. Isn't that
Sometimes
maybe?
I get texts sometimes that say something about Remind, but I don't have the Remind app. I don't know.
Totally agree. Us too.
Yeah, you don't have to have the app to get the message, but
Oh,
like
okay.
if you wanted to like respond and stuff like that, that's when you would need the app.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for coming, and we'll be in touch. I actually am not positive when the next meeting is. I was going to say, see you February 8th. February 8th is the next PTO meeting.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, Joey.
Thanks, everybody.
And
Thanks,
it is
Mr. Tillman.
75. I'm sorry.
It is 75.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Thanks.
Talk to you soon. Bye.